What's going on, NFTV family? It's your host, 44K. K stand for King K. Welcome to the show. Great to have you all back. I'm super excited about this topic today because this topic right here is something that's affecting us as a whole, affecting United States as a whole, affecting our communities as a whole, our family structures, our neighborhood, just down to the core, even down to your block. It's affecting us. So we definitely gonna touch on this. But before we go any further, make sure to like, subscribe, get down there, turn on that notification button, and leave your comments on this topic. But let's get right to it. Don't want to hold y'all long. Let's just get this conversation going. So the percent who say these values are very important to them. Patriotism has dropped from 70% down to 38% since 1998 to present day 2023. So let's touch on that first. So love of country, that's a problem. It's like if you live in a place like your first college apartment, you didn't necessarily love your college apartment, guys especially. So we might have had a couch that we picked up off the side of the road. We had our bed, we had a TV, we had the bare essentials. You weren't invested in your first college apartment. Now your first apartment you got, once you got a career, once you started making good money, you decked it out. You got the nice leather couch, you got the microfiber brown couch that everybody had. You got you a little liquor section with your Hennessy, your Patron, your nice little glasses. You no longer collecting liquor bottles and everything. You don't got the bong hidden on the kitchen counter. You don't got none of that. You put in some thought into that. So that's because you take pride in your home. That's your home. This is where you leave work. This is your comfort place. This is where you go to decompress. That matters. You take care of that. You take pride in that. So if patriotism is at 70% in 1998, you feel that people take pride in their country. They're not going to let anybody talk crazy about the country. They're not going to let anybody do anything to jeopardize their home country. Because they take pride in it. This is their home. But now you see in 2023, that's dropped all the way to 38%. Are you dumb? Like, I think people really have it confused on how this world is really set up. It's all this propaganda going on, like, oh, Pan-Africanists, let's go back to Africa. You will be a colonizer over there just like the people that colonized it in the past. If you're a black American and you think that everything is sweet over there, you have the wars between the Hutus and the Tutsis. You have the drama in Sub-Sahara. You have the drama and the discrimination in the northern parts of the continent of Africa. You have the racism and the xenophobia in South Africa. You have all these different things. You have full on corruption all through the continent. They don't even have trade agreements within the continent with other countries. So getting materials for a business you might be trying to run over there from one country to the other will cost more than mailing it from Africa to America or Africa to Europe. You have all these different things, but people sell you dreams on TikTok and they sell you dreams on YouTube to get clicks and everything like it's all gravy. But all these amenities and things that they have available in these countries now, a lot of it is predicated on the international trade of America. America providing the protection, providing the currency, providing all these things so that the information flows, the products flows, is secure, is backed by the US dollar. So if anything happens, that's insured. All these things are predicated and protected because of America. But yet you see patriotism is down from 70% to 38% in 2023. That's just that's crazy to me, because people look at me crazy like, oh, you love America, America's this, America. Yeah, I love America because I'm not going over to the Netherlands. You know what I'm saying? I'm black, so that country is majority white, and it's nothing wrong with that. But that's why they get it like Japan. Japan is majority Asian. You know, you have these homogeneous countries to where it's not as diverse as America. So I would like to be in a diverse country where it's all different type of ethnicities, all the diversity breeds innovation. We come together, but our common ground should be loving America, the country that awards us the ability to do all these things, to become successful, to become educated, to become wealthy. America awards this at a greater rate than any other country. So that's that. But then you have religion. So you got religion. Like, we are in this secular Sodom and Gomorrah time period right now where anything goes. Like, nobody, our morals and values are no longer aligned in any type of way. You can it's drag queen story time, and you got actual individuals willing to throw blows over being allowed to take children, young toddlers, to drag queen shows where they have on revealing clothes and dance in front of these kids. For what? What is it proving? What are you getting out of things like drag queen story hour? Like, what type of empowerment is that to expose your children to that? What type of empowerment is it to expose your children to all these ideologies, gender ideologies, sexual ideologies? What type of empowerment does that get? And I feel like it comes to the point where if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So when you had America, who is predominantly a Judeo-Christian Western society, and though you have those Judeo-Christian values, you have hard work, you have taking care of your family, you have two family households, and you or do not covet your neighbor's wife and things of that. Be faithful to your wife. Don't have kids out of wedlock. You might not agree with Christianity as a whole. You might be Muslim. You might be Hebrew, a Hebrewite, or Judaism or Buddhism. You might be whatever religion you are, but these religions have morals and values that are structured in a way over thousands of years that breed a level of structure that is in it forms a positive momentum towards success. These things help a society. When you have a society that doesn't stand on anything, you have chaos. And within that chaos, you have crimes going up. You have sexual violence going up. You have, idle hands is a devil's playground, to where it's no direction from the younger generation. They don't feel like they stand on anything, so they accept anything, and this leads to confusion. And this confusion leads to depression, and this depression leads to drug use, because you're constantly trying to fill this void that in the past was filled by religion, be it whatever religion that you see fit, because this doesn't even say Christianity necessarily, it just says religion. So you have this religious decline here, going from 62 to 39% from 1998 to 2023. And then you've noticed the decline within our society. You've noticed the uptick in depression, anxiety. You notice an uptick in suicides. You notice an uptick in drug use. All these different things correlate with the decline in religion, because no matter what you might say, religion plays a role in structuring society, being a positive influence within society in the direction of society. So it's dangerous that this is playing a part in the decline of America along with patriotism. Then you have having children. So having children gone from 59% in 1998 to 30% down in 2023. So 30% of society versus 59% of society thought it was important to have children. So this one is different from me because I believe that children are important. You know, your society and the evolution of your society and the sustainment of society depends on groupings of generations replacing other generations. Right now, you have the boomers who've held power for so long. Then you have Generation X, who came after the boomers. Then you have us millennials who then moved into that. We're a very large workforce. And as the boomers fade all the way out and you have that small Generation X generation, they're older too, but they're still in the working force. Millennials are going to be able to feel that working force and everything, but we have to continue to have children. But if less and less people find value in that, and then there's less people because you can't have a majority of old people, them pulling their money out of the economy because they're retiring and they don't want to have it in the market any longer. So now that money is gone. So that causes issues. And then now you have a group that we have to take care of, that older group. But if that group doesn't want to work or whatever, and then once we get old, if we are not having enough kids, what's going to happen to the economy? What's going to happen to the markets and everything when money needs to be pushed back into the markets? But a lot of this comes from the fact that things have gotten so expensive. So a lot of people can't afford to have multiple kids. I have a kid and daycare alone is $1,500 a month. That's outside of rent. That's outside of car note. That's outside of everyday operating bills, food, and things like that. That's an additional 1,500 just for that child until he gets to kindergarten or pre-K or whatever. But so imagine those people with two kids to where it becomes a burden more than a blessing. And we're not in situations now to where we have to have a multitude of kids to farm the land, or these kids are susceptible to, famine, disease, wars, and these different type of things where big families were needed back then. But still, just seeing the drastic drop from almost 60% down to 30%, feeling that it values having children, that's a little bit scary for society. Then you have community involvement. So you have 1998 47 percent to 62% down to 27%. So this, I understand this. This is amazing to me still. Maybe coming out of COVID, you have a situation to where that's causing this drastic drop from 62 to 27. But I feel like community involvement goes hand in hand with patriotism. Maybe people are more introverted after coming out of COVID and the COVID lockdowns and different things like that. But you used to be able to go to your neighbor, borrow a lawnmower to cut the grass, get a cup of sugar for dinner, count on them to help raise your child. to discipline them. If you're away, you know, the neighbor would tell you what's going on. And you had these communities, because it does take a village to raise a child. You do have, you know, you have your home structure, you know, and then outside of your home structure you have your neighborhood. And it's that community ownership that used to be a major thing. You know, in old black neighborhoods, you used to have community ownership to where, yeah, oh, they might have not even owned their homes, but they were going to cut the grass. They were going to keep the neighborhood clean. They were going to take pride in that, open up businesses within the community, because it was a level of community ownership. And you know, if you support your community is going to be able to support you. But now we have the internet, we have all these different things to where, you know, people find their communities online. People are not even leaving the house to go down to your mom and pop store location to buy clothes, to buy food, to go to the daycare, to work within off Main Street or anything like that. A lot of people have online communities to where they're on Facebook, they're on TikTok, they're on Twitter. They have these communities, but these people might be thousands of miles away from each other, and you don't have that actual community involvement, and that's causing the decline within neighborhoods, the decline within values and patriotism and other things. I feel that it all is all connected in some sort of way, because we're you know, we're creatures of being in groups. We're mammals. We roll in groups and have those relationships and build those face-to-face relationships and interact with each other. And then that helps to money to pass around, and innovation and different things to come about, because we're interacting together and we're not sitting behind the screen. So that community involvement, that's a little bit scary to me, that it's dropped from 62 down to 27. You know, that's a drastic drop. And last but not least, the only thing that seems to have gone up is the love of money. So I'm not one of these people that thinks money is the root of all evil. I'm not one of those things. I think that money is a good thing. I think that everybody deserves to live in abundance and blessings and different things like that. But it's just kind of scary that the value of money is higher than religion. The value of money is higher than love of country that's providing the opportunities to get that money. The value of money supersedes the value of passing on your bloodline with having children. The value of money is more important than community involvement, building a community, building a beautiful environment for you to, that's your home away from home. Your community is your home too. Just like I talked about at the beginning of the segment, you want to come into your home and be comfortable. You want to decorate it in a way that makes you relax, makes you feel homely. You want to be able to decompress. That's the same when you drive into your community. And for that to be at 27, but the love of money is at 43, I feel like that goes into the decline within society also, because all these things are on the decline, but the love of money is on the uptick. So people, if they don't value patriotism, religion, children, community involvement, but they're willing to do whatever for money, then you have things like OnlyFans. Then you have people doing crazy stuff online for $1. You have people robbing old people. You have people doing all different type of pranks that are demeaning to themselves and their parents, because they don't take pride in those type of things. They don't hold any religious values that will keep them 10 toes down and keep them focused on how to carry themselves. You know, they don't have a community that could judge them, you know, and tell them like, that ain't it, chief. You know, they're not worried about, you know, if their children will see that later on in the future, because they don't want children. You know what I'm saying? saying? They don't care if they're selling themselves out to another country or whatever like that, because patriotism is down to 38%. All these things come into play because of the decline of these things. So my thing is, we need to, screenshot this. This needs to be something that we actively begin to market towards. Like, movies need to start being more patriotic. You know what I'm saying? Parents need to start taking these next generation of kids to church again and instilling them values in them. We need to correct after school programs and daycare programs and different things, so more people are comfortable having more kids. We need to have those cookouts in the neighborhood again, those neighborhood cleanups. Neighbors need to communicate with each other and build up that community involvement, because if we don't, it's the collapse of society. But I appreciate you all checking in with me. I know this video ran a little long. I'm your host, 44K. The K stand for Kincaid. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and turn on that notification bell. This is NFTV Weekly. I'm your host. God bless. Good night.